So Stacy, you have a lot of modules I know that can help, bring up new leaders and just give them that experience and big leaders. But let's talk about the personalized support you can offer. And I'm assuming, and correct me if I'm wrong, personalized for that particular company leader who needs more leaders. And
you got it. Yeah. So like I explained a little bit earlier, so my company, EVelop, it's a consulting company focused on workforce and leadership development. Okay. So I have full control over the type of solutions I can offer, which is a lot of fun.
I'll bet. You're like Oz.
That's right. I'm the puppet master. So what's great is I'm able to offer personalized support. So I can look at your company and say, okay, are you guys facing the silver tsunami? Do you have a bunch of people that are retirement eligible? Do you need help getting that knowledge out of their brains in a format that then we can use to teach the next generation of workers? Do you have some specific obstacles around succession planning or needs within your organization? Maybe you're looking to do some M&A. Maybe you're looking to diversify your products or services.
So you might be even suggesting if somebody comes in some elements they weren't thinking about what they need.
Exactly.
As well.
Yeah. So
defining that first.
We flip the script where I'm Randy and I'm asking all the questions and getting those companies thinking.
Yeah.
And then I can use my decade plus of experience at every flavor of manufacturing company you can think of and many trade associations to pull together a solution that's right for you, that's relevant, down to earth, actionable, without a lot of extra fluff or bureaucracy.
Can you give an example of somebody you maybe did recently?
Yeah.
Withhold names, but what's...
That's a great question. So there's how do I want to say it and keep it secret? So it's a local government adjacent agency that provides some utilities to people in the region, right?
All right?
So they have a lot of leaders that are all the way from a frontline supervisor out in the field to an operations leader at a plant to a lot of your corporate leaders. So they had worked with a local community college to do some discovery and say, what are all these gaps that different people have? But then the corporate college said, hey, here's just a bunch of programs we want you to put them in. It wasn't a holistic solution.
Here's what we had. They can jam them.
Exactly.
Kind of help
it was
here.
like a shoehorn.
Okay.
It wasn't really an easy fit. So they brought me in to really reassess and say, okay, what are the gaps that were identified? Let's do some fact finding and talk with people in each of these audiences directly. And because I come from a manufacturing environment, I come from more of a blue collar trade environment, I'm able to build that rapport and ask the right questions and suss out sometimes from just site visits some things that maybe haven't been identified as issues that need to be solved. And then we were able to build based on their budget.
Sure.
Here is a solution. Here's sort of phase one, what I recommend for your aspiring leaders. Phase two, here's what we recommend.
Hey, can I ask just for clarification? Is phase 1 year? Are we talking 3 months? Like, I know you help them plan down the road. What does that typically look like?
So again, I look at what are your staffing levels internally? What do you think you can manage based on other priorities that you have on your plate? But I would say a typical engagement would be 6 to 12 months is a good starting point. So then you're not losing too much momentum, but you're not expecting a habit to change overnight.
Yeah, right, exactly. Because that's, you needed time to come up with the answer and they need time to learn and
and then you're evaluating, getting feedback and adjusting along the way.
And now if some of what they need is that when then you also reach outside to some of your educators and trainers and go, this guy would be perfect and she is really fantastic and that's all part of that's pretty neat too, because that's not just you, like you say, grabbing something off the shelf. It's like,
right. Yeah, I really pride myself on having built a strong network of experts over the years. I've worked at a lot of trade associations where you're at conferences, you're seeing experts, you're meeting new vendors, you're getting to know people really well. So I've been able to engage with folks over the past 5 years running EVelop and the past 5 years working within IMS. So if we identify a need, chances are I've got somebody that I think would be a great fit that I trust and respect.
And did you mentioned before, regarding the educators, did they ever, in the process of a particular client, a particular business, particularly, did they ever, did they ever come away from the education thinking, you know what, this is a good thing I should add for the future? In other words, are they getting better too?
100%, yeah. And I have a lot of overlap. So I've got a number of educators that I initially met through IMS that I've brought to trade associations. So I'll bring them to Women in Manufacturing and have them participate in their educational programs. So the educators are learning along with these different groups of people are learning. So it's a lot of fun to be the puppet master.
Well, you over here with you. Yeah, that's kind of neat. And I have to imagine then, to an extent, you get a reputation with people who are, the educating type of people. To go, you know what, working with these guys, they put you into some pretty cool assignments, and
absolutely. I not to toot my own horn too much.
Right, well, we're not going to just.
But within the IMS family, I probably have more opportunities to partner with our educators on custom programs than pretty much anyone else, because they've seen what I bring to the table with my own skill set and the caliber of clients that I'm bringing to the table. Do the
educators, do they get a little more excited about a really specialized versus going, hey, okay, we got this schlub that's got, just do your thing.
Right.
I mean, and I don't, do they kind of enjoy that too? Kind of get into that. It's a little fresh for them.
Yeah.
An assignment.
They love that. I mean, think about the type of people we're talking about. It's people that have done research and written books, and they're doing global consulting engagements. They are naturally curious people.
Yeah, right.
So the more that we can involve them in the discovery process and the needs assessment process, the better the result and the more fun they're having, which is so important.
Oh, yeah. Do you know going in that a particular educator might have to, evolve a bit, or is that something they just you put them into a situation where they got to teach or whatever, and they say, hey, this is a little different, or is it a little of both? I mean, do you know going in?
Yeah, that's a really smart question. So I like to use the experience that I've gained over the years with my member companies and clients and with these educators to identify who has that vibe, that charisma that's going to match, right? I have some members that are a little bit more traditional, I guess I would say, in their approach, and they're looking for a certain kind of delivery from an educator. And then I have some that are looking to break the mold and really shake things up, and I have plenty of educators in that space as well.
That's pretty interesting as well. So as well as have the types of educators and trainers who have the goods and can bring the knowledge to do whatever, it's that particular flavor that you can dial it up, or again, if you want somebody crazy who's
right, yeah.
So that's that, and I bet that even meets the needs of that particular company and or person that's being helped even better.
Exactly. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes in my head.
Do you talk? I mean, do you talk about it? Like, let's say an owner of a company who's going to engage. Go, hey, what? Or do you kind of get that vibe? Obviously, you're looking at their company, but it's like, if they're all wearing ties and stuff, you kind of have the vibe of what they want. Or is that part of something you ask them up front, going, hey, what?
That's a great question. I would say it's more through the powers of observation and working with them.
Yeah.
But then I always give my educators insight.
Sure.
Right? Because I want everybody to be transparent, on the same page about expectations. But I also sometimes play the role where I'm pushing my clients a little bit. You might think you want this, but I really know that this one is going to deliver you something that you need. It's going to be a little bit of a push, a little bit of a stretch. So I'm happy to do that work as well.
That's neat.